What's up, guys? Welcome back to GoldClassGaming. Today I'm here with the combo video for Pendulum ABCs. I uploaded that video on Monday, and now I'm here to explain the central combo and kind of how else you combo with this deck, because a Pendulum-based deck doesn't have like structured set combos, which has like certain things you want to achieve, and you just kind of have to work your way there for any combo you have. If you guys, before I hop into the combos, if you guys like these mat or these sleeves, they're both from Imperium Duelist. You guys can use code GoldClass10 to get 10% off your entire order over at Imperium Duelist. Now let's hop right into the combo. So for the primary combo of this deck, you need Dragon Shrine, Union Hanger, Symphonic Warrior Guitar, and 2 random cards in your hand. The Union Hanger can also be a B Buster Drake, and there's only one difference in the end of the combo that I'll explain then. So this can be a hanger or a B, and I'll explain what the difference is once I finish the combo. So also keep in mind, since you're drawing cards off of Electromite, you can sometimes get away with you can sometimes get away without having Union Hanger in your opening hand and just hope you draw off Electromite. I'm not saying you can rely on that. I'm just saying it's a thing I've done a couple of times. So we'll start by activating our Dragon Shrine. I drop my cards. Dragon Shrine will send our Supreme King Dragon Darkroom to the graveyard, which you're laying straighten up the mat again since I moved it. There you go. And now since we have no monsters on the field, we can summon our Supreme King Dragon Darkroom out of our graveyard. And then his effect will activate, which will add our Supreme King Gate 0 to our hand. Oop. Fumbling my cards here. So now our hand looks like this. Got our two random cards and then these hands. Now we're gonna activate our Symphonic Warrior Guitar and our other scales. We will use the effect to discard a card, to special summon Symphonic Warrior mics out of the deck. Now we're going to link 2. These are pendulums. They're going to go on top of our extra deck for heavy metal foes Electromite. And then when he is link summoned, he will send, or she, I guess, she will send Speedroid Passing Glider from our deck to our extra deck face up. And then you will activate Union Hanger, which will add B Buster Drake from our deck to our hand. Then we're going to put our Supreme King Gate 0 in our far left scale. So now we have a scale 0 and a scale 7. We can pendulum summon. We're going to pendulum summon our Speedroid Passing Glider and our Symphonic Warrior mics out of our extra deck, and also our B Buster Drake out of our hand. Union Hanger will activate, and will equip a, where are you? It will equip a Heavy Mech Support Armor to B Buster Drake. Now we will overlay Speedroid Passing Glider and Symphonic Warrior mics for Cyber Dragon Nova. And then from there we can just put on our Cyber Dragon Infinity. So very early on, so you can see that very early on in the combo, you already have 1 negate up. So which means from here on out, basically, so if you have, for example, a Cobweb Grave in your hand, you can stop their first hand trap, for example. And then once you make your Cyber Dragon Infinity, you can you now have a negate to use to protect the rest of your combo. Then we're going to use the effect of Electromite to pop our Supreme King Gate 0 and add our Darkroom to our hand, and then draw another card. You want to add Darkroom specifically to your hand since it has synergy with Triple Burst Dragon on our next turn. Next, we're going to link B Buster Drake and Heavy Metal Foes Electromite away for Reproducus. We'll use the effect of our B Buster Drake in graveyard to add our on top of my deck. Add our second copy of Heavy Mech Support Armor from our deck to our hand. Then we'll normal summon our Heavy Mech Support Armor. It's very important that you normal summon your Heavy Mech Armor in one of these 2 zones. Basically, you want to normal summon it in basically the zone that's not directly below Reproductus, and also the zone that is not adjacent to it. So if you're performing this combo on the right side of your board, you want to summon it here. But for the purposes of this combo, where I'm doing all on the left side of the field, keep your armor on the right side of the board, which is just in one of these two far right zones. Once again, we'll use the effect. We use normal summon to revive our Bee Buster Drake. Then we'll use the effect of Reproductus to turn Bee Buster Drake into a dinosaur monster. And then we will link 2 for the link summon of Summon Sorceress. Bee Buster Drake will trigger again in Graveyard and add a Assault Core from our deck to our hands. Then we will use the effect of Summon Sorceress on targeting Cyber Dragon Infinity to summon Sea Crush Wyvern from our deck to the field. Then we will link off Heavy Mech Armor and Sea Crush Wyvern for our Nightmare Cerberus. And then Seize effect will trigger in Graveyard to summon our Assault Core from our hand to the field. Then we will link 2 again. This time for our Nightmare Griffin. A's effect will activate in Graveyard. And we'll add Heavy Mech Support Armor from our graveyards back to our hand. You can see our hand is now two random cards, the Dark Worm and our Heavy Mech Armor. And as it stands right now, we can banish C, B, and A from our graveyard. You can banish that to summon ABC Dragon Buster. Now we're not quite done yet. Now we're going to use our second normal summon to normal summon our Heavy Mech Support Armor. And use this effect to special summon our other armor from the graveyard. Now we will link 2 for a Triple Burst Dragon. And then finally we will use the effect of Heavy Mech Support Armor to equip himself to ABC Dragon Buster. Now a rundown of what this ending board does. We have our negation from Infinity. We have Skill Drain, we have Nightmare Griffin, which basically acts as a skill drain. We have an ABC Dragon Buster, which is untargetable, which is a banish. And then Triple Burst Dragon, which can negate any effect that activates in damage step, which basically means anytime an effect basically any effect that says when this card attacks, when this card is attacked, during damage calculation, if this card does battle damage, also any effect that triggers when a card leaves the field will trigger during damage step if you destroy it in battle. So for example, all the ABC pieces have effects that trigger when they go from field to graveyard. If you attack and destroy an ABC piece, that effect will trigger in damage step. And those are all effects that Triple Burst Dragon can negate. So some examples of actual cards, for example, Sky Striker Ace Hayate, when it does battle damage, will mill a spell to the graveyard. That can be negated by Triple Burst Dragon. Sky Striker Ace Ray in graveyard will trigger when a Sky Striker Link monster leaves the field by battle or because of an opponent's card effect. If you attack over one of their Link monsters in battle, the effect of Ray to revive herself will activate in damage step. Once again, it's something Triple Burst Dragon can negate then. So it's a whole mirror thing. Altergeist Meluseek, when it does battle damage, will send a card to the graveyard that activates in damage step. Meluseek and Silquidus have effects that trigger when they are sent to the graveyard. If you attack over them in battle, that activates in damage step. So there's quite a variety of things that activate in damage step. Not to mention Borlo Dragon. Like Borlo Dragon has the effect to steal a monster, which activates at the start of damage step. So Triple Burst Dragon is actually quite a capable card, and I feel it's kind of underestimated. So this is the extent of your turn 1 combo. You have 2 random cards in your hand and your 1 Supreme King Dragon Darkworm. Now I'm going to explain what you would do turn 2, because obviously you don't have room to tag out on this board. So you only have 2 free main monster zones. So you don't have space for ABC Dragon Buster to tag out. So what will happen here is you're going. So I mean, obviously you could set up the board to where Dragon Buster could tag out, but I prefer doing it this way. On your next turn, you can use this. So by the way, Triple Burst Dragon also does piercing damage, which is very useful for, because there are some times where your opponent will just set a bunch of monsters, and this just helps you just get a bit more damage in there. Has 2,400 attack points. That's pretty big. On your next turn, you can use his second effect to tribute himself to revive a Link 2 or lower monster. So you can revive your heavy mech. You can revive your heavy metal foe's Electromite. Yeah. So basically, during your main phase, except the turn you summon, you can tribute this card. Then monster reborn a Link 2 or lower monster in your graveyard, and also then you can special summon a level 4 lower dragon monster from your hand. Now that is why we specifically keep our Dark Room in our hand. Now obviously you can use the effect of Electromite to pop your own Dark Worm to add back your gate 0. Now you have your 0 scale back in your hand. You're going to be drawing a card for your turn, etc. So the reality is now you have the ability to put your gate 0 back in your scales, and then continue, and then be able to pendulum summon again, and then potentially, if under the assumption that you're able to pendulum summon 2 more monsters, you'll then be able to you can actually under the assumption that you're able to pendulum summon 2 more monsters, you can then link off with Electromite to make a Borrelsword Dragon. So that's just my explanation of Triple Burst utility post turn 1. So that's kind of it. So that's the primary combo of this deck. This is the combo I created when I first engineered this deck. And I was talking a bit at the start of the video at how this deck doesn't have like a structured combo. Like sure, this is a structured combo, but this is just a specific step. A lot of this deck's combos are just you draw certain cards and just try and work your way towards a certain goal. Like, for example, if you can draw like for example, a thing, not something that happens commonly, but is still can still happen possibly. Is you'll sometimes draw a hand like here. I'll show you. You can sometimes draw a hand of you'll draw your Speedroid, Passing Glider, a Supreme King Dragon, Darkworm, and then just a bunch of monsters, right? Yeah, obviously the idea is with the power with the power of pendulum summoning, you have a lot of freedom to just to kind of wing it on your combos. So you can draw a hand like this, and Passing Glider is a scale 3 and Darkroom's a scale 5. So basically you get to scale those and then special summon a bunch of your level 4 monsters. So here actually, so there's multiple there aren't many structured combos, much as you just kind of have to just draw your cards and just figure out what your combo is. The reality is, if you have a bunch of monsters in your hand and are able to pendulum summon, that's your best option. If you're able to make Electromite, that's also a great option, since that card can effectively search your Symphonic Warrior guitar, as well as draw a card to your hand, so you can take a chance at drawing Union Hanger. I've mentioned this before in other videos, but I do want to make sure that people who haven't seen those videos know about this combo. But so even though this is a pendulum based deck, we are playing Galaxy Soldiery because you are playing Infinity, so it's just a good card to draw by itself. This deck can make full use of the whole Galaxy Soldier plus Union Hanger plus any light monster is Buster and Infinity all under Soul Flare Dragon. So I want to make sure people are aware of that combo. Obviously, there's the one primary combo, and then you just have several other ways of accessing your combos. So here, I'll shuffle my deck right now. Okay, so you kind of just have to wing it. So I'll draw Union Hanger, Passing Glider, Sea Crush Wyvern, Dragon Shrine, and B Buster Drake. Here, I'll play out this hand just to kind of see what's happening here. Let's see here. I'm gonna see here. I'm not able to get 2 pendulum monsters on the field here because I don't have a pendulum monster I can normal summon. What I can do is I can activate Dragon Shrine and mill Supreme King Dragon Darkworm. See, now you're at the point where do you want to summon Darkworm and search the gate 0, or do you want to summon Passing Glider for free? Obviously, if you were going first, I would choose summon Passing Glider since it's a machine monster, and Dark Worm is a dragon. But going second, I would summon Dark Worm. Since going second, you most likely won't be able to summon Passing Glider for free. So you see the sad part about this is you aren't able to access a Pendulum summon, which is, yeah, so sadly you aren't going to be able to access a Pendulum summon, but it's fine. You still have the ability to combo off fully. So this is going to be a pretty standard combo for ABC players. You want to special summon your C, use the effect, equip A, you know, put that in your extra deck. You see these two the graveyard. C specials B, you know. Like that kind of stuff, or even you actually don't even have to make summon sorceress. You can even just go into triple burst dragon and then just make that make triple burst dragon. B will search a card to your hand, and then you just go C B A. There's Dragon Buster. So it's kind of you kind of have to just win your combos. There's not many like structured combos in this kind of a deck. It's more or less just you have an end goal and you have multiple ways to access it, and it's very like non-linear in how it does that. So you kind of have to be able to think a little bit, as opposed to just memorize just combos, because you have to be able to know like do I want to do that, like for example in a more complex hand like that, you want to be able to know should I summon Passing Glider or Dark Worm, etc. I'll do one more test hand before I wrap up this video. Hopefully I don't brick, because that always makes videos not look fun. Nope. All right, that should be good. Let's draw cards. We got Passing Glider, Sea Crush Wyvern, Galaxy Soldier, Passing Glider again, and another Galaxy Soldier. This hand looks kind of weird, but once again, it's an absolutely playable hand. So assuming you're going first, you can special summon your Speedroid Passing Glider. Then you can discard. Let's do it. Let's just discard Sea Crush Wyvern. Just summon Galaxy Soldier. We'll use the effect to search another. Did I just pass it? No, I didn't. Okay. There it is. So now, once again, obviously you haven't normal summoned yet, so you are able to potentially go into able to tribute over Galaxy Soldier to summon your other Passing Glider, and then go into Electromite and do stuff there. But the safe so you could realistically you could attempt to let's see. Although if you do then make Electromite, you then don't actually have a way to get out any other monsters. So your best play here is just to make Infinity with a bunch of cards in your hand and kind of hope for the best. So like, as I said, there are situations that not every hand's gonna be great. But also the idea is that your hands will be better more often than they're not. So oh yeah, I should have explained. So Union Hanger, Terraforming, Galaxy Soldier, Foolish Burial, Call of the Grave. Here you go. Here's an example of a more like random hand. Like you didn't draw any of your Pendulum cards. You actually do have Foolish Burial, so you can actually dump Dark Worm, summon Dark Worm, use the effect to get your Supreme King Gate 0 to your hand. That's just a monster for free. Union Hanger can search you. Beat Buster Drake, so you don't already have that. Summon B. Use the effect of Hanger. You can equip anything since you don't have any other valid targets in your hand. There's really no point in picking A or C. But you have the Galaxy Soldier in your hand to discard your last piece. So actually you actually do want to equip A here. My bad. Once again, like it's very non-linear. So you can see by hand you can equip A, You want to link these two away. That's going to go to your extra deck. Your only option here is your Reproductus. A will add B back to your hand, and B will add C to your hand. And so now you can discard your C or your B or your C, some Galaxy Soldier. Use the effect, search another Galaxy Soldier, and you just discard your C for special summon your Galaxy Soldier. And you should overlay these two into Nova and then into Infinity. Use the effect of Infinity to absorb Reproductus as a material, which then clears up your extra monster zone for the summon of A, B, C, or CBA. So you can see that it's very like non-linear combos like that. You know, you sometimes have to do a lot of weird stuff like that, but in the end, your combos can get there most of the time. This video is already over 20 minutes. I don't want to ramble longer than I have to. Hopefully I explained enough to you guys kind of get like the gist of the combo. If you guys like this video, please hit like and subscribe down below. It really helps me out. I'm not sure what I'm gonna upload Friday. I'll figure it out. So it's gonna be both a surprise to me and you. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.